what are some simple steps that you can immediately apply that's going to improve your trading? First, please commit to giving this course your full effort. We're going to put a lot of effort into getting you material, not just the course material, but a lot of supportive material, the room, the reports. All of these things are, especially you new guys, all of these things are part of the experience over the next 7 weeks, that if you will avail yourself of these resources, I think you'll get out of this what there is to be had, which is a lot. Trade less, watch more. Not trading is trading, and it's grossly underrated. One of the biggest edges a screen-based trader has is hardly ever used. And that edge is the ability to sit there and do nothing. And part of the reason for this, again, is the insidious message from the trading industry itself that if you're a trader, you're trading, and being a trader and trading means clicking that mouse. I want to trade, 4,000 S&Ps or 400 S&Ps or 15 trades. I did 70 trades today or whatever. You have a huge advantage as a screen-based trader being able to sit there and pick your spots and let that market set up into its highest probability time and price area and take your trades. You've got to define what you're doing, and this gives you the means to do that. Now, most traders overtrade, and they don't watch because they don't really know what they're watching for. What they end up seeing is the market either moving away from them, and then they get in, and then all they see is the market retracing against them by some amount that they have fixed in their head that they can't afford to lose. I can't afford to lose but $75 in the S&P Mini, so my stop has to be 6 ticks. Well, that's not going to work. The market doesn't care how much you can afford to lose. You have infinite opportunity. There is, I've been trading 28 years, and there is opportunity every day I'm sitting in front of my screens. When I first started trading, I was certain that, I don't know why you have this mindset, but it's almost like the market's not going to be there tomorrow. I've got to make this money today. I've got to get this trade today. Get used to missing trades. This gets back to the comfort thing. Get comfortable missing a big move. Sit there and go, wow, I sure wish I'd caught that. You'll hear me say this all the time in the reports and all the time in the room. I'll go, golly, I sure wish I'd caught that. I miss far more than I catch. You guys have a lot more of an ability to watch the markets and more markets than I have. I'm answering the phone. I'm, doing 1,000 things in here, but in addition to trading every day. I miss stuff all the time. It's okay. You eventually get comfortable with that. So that's something else that you can work on getting comfortable with. Sit there, and if you think a market is going up, let's say, give you a hypothetical, and it starts to go up, but you missed your entry, well, sit back and say, okay, now what did I miss? Or was this just something that just happened, and you know what? I'm going to miss that trade every time. Because there are moves in the market, and you guys will hear me say this. There's certain things that a market will do that I'm going to miss. A lot of it's out of choice. I'm not going to try to do certain things in the market because for me they don't work. Some of the things are things that don't work for anyone. Some of them are unique to me. I just can't do that. It just doesn't work for me, so I don't do it. So you'll get used to sitting and watching, and you're going to get more selective, and that takes time. It takes time to develop the comfort level to miss things, but rest assured, you're far better off missing opportunity than you are chasing things and trading randomly and losing your money. There is an endless, never-ending supply of opportunity. You can afford to miss it. I don't think you can afford to lose most of your money. Start paying attention to longer-term charts. Now, what's longer term? Well, a longer term is a relative term. I'm going to show. We're going to look at some. We're going to look at some monthly charts tonight, and those monthly charts have dramatic implications for day trading tomorrow. Monthly charts have dramatic implications for day trading tomorrow. That's something else that's different about our worldview as auction market traders. It's contextual. Tomorrow, we don't really look at tomorrow as a discrete event. Tomorrow is a piece of what's been going on here for weeks, days, years, etc. And we are at a long-term, multi-decade inflection point right now in the equity markets. It's an extraordinarily exciting time, yet another exciting time to be a trader. So this, if some of you are sitting there scratching your head now going, what have I gotten myself into? This guy's talking about monthly charts. There ain't no way I'm trading from a monthly chart. That's not what we're talking about. Actually, it might be a good idea to trade from monthly charts, but that's just one time frame. You want to learn that the market is not just 9:30 to 4:15. It's the 9:30 to 4:15 is a piece, and it's just a continuation of what happened in Globex, which is what happened today, which is what happened yesterday in Globex, etc. So the context that you're going to learn begins by developing an awareness of the bigger picture. I'm not telling you not to day trade. Everybody in this room, to the best of my knowledge, day trades. I day trade. Troy day trades. Most of the people in this room day trade. So it's not about, I'm not telling you, oh, you can't day trade. You've got to look at weekly charts and trade from those. There's nothing wrong with that, but if you day trade, you especially need to look at longer term charts. And that is also something that will give you an inherent edge. And let's talk about edge just a bit. This is not part of this particular session. We're going to talk about edge later specifically, but an edge is a combination of things, and a lot of them are not necessarily the tangible things. It's how you look at the market. It's the time frame you trade. It's sitting there and looking for opportunities opposed to chasing things. So you can immediately begin developing an edge and increasing the probability of you developing an edge in your trading by beginning to do some of these things now by looking at longer term charts and being aware of a bigger picture that you're trading. Okay, begin watching more than just one or two markets. The S&P, the stock indices. Well, I'm actively trading the stock indices more actively than I have in a while because they're moving, but sometimes they don't, and that'll happen again. Sometimes you're better off trading the euro or the Australian dollar or the British pound or corn. I mean, there was a period actually of several months where we were trading the grains actively, and Troy was in the room constantly. A lot of you guys got great grain trades. This is being an opportunistic trader, and a lot of reason people don't look at different markets is because, once again, they don't have a basis for it. They think that there's the S&P, and then there's corn, and then there's the euro, and they don't have anything in common. And I can't trade. I have an S&P trading system that doesn't work on the euro. Well, if you have an S&P trading system that doesn't work on the euro, you probably don't have a valid S&P trading system, but that's another story. What we do is extraordinarily robust. It works in any market and in any time frame. The examples that you see are going to include many, many, many different markets. So they'll include a lot of the stock indices, bonds, notes, gold, silver, copper, grains, all of these things, and that should be exciting. Now, I'm not suggesting that you tomorrow, you take a trade in gold or crude oil for the first time ever. You need to understand that some of these contracts are richer, so to speak, than others. In other words, there's more leverage in them. But the fact is that the trade setups and how those markets develop from an auction market perspective are all identical. And if that's the case, then you have a wonderful opportunity to, instead of forcing trades every day in one market in one time frame like the S&P Mini, if we get into some sort of protracted balance area in the S&P and it's just not set up, it's in the middle of a 10-day range or something, go look at copper, or go look at the euro or the Australian dollar or crude. And one of those markets every single day has a great trade in it. And Troy in our live room does just an inhuman job every day of finding things that set up in a manner that they're based on the trades that we take. These setups that you will learn, and I hate the term setup, but you know what I mean. These things recur over and over again. And we are going to show, quote unquote, setups, but that's the least important thing you're going to learn. You will learn setups. Okay. For the next week, actually, should be for the indefinite future. Every time you take a trade, just do these exercises. Even if you're not going to send me your trades, a lot of people don't feel like they can't show me their trades because I'm going to scream at them or something. I might scream at you, but hey, if you want to get better, then no, I'm not going to scream at you. But if you don't want to send me your trades, do it for yourself. So start writing down, when you take a trade, put yourself on the spot. Why? Say, Tom, why did you enter this trade here? What was it a good? Are you sure you wanted to enter this trade here? What was the reason you got out? You got in this trade, and then you took 6 ticks profit, and the thing trended all day long. Well, what were you thinking? Why did you do that? And if Tom's answer is, well, my oscillator was overbought, and so I thought it was going to turn down. Well, then if that's your answer, and that happens over and over again, then it might be telling you something about what you're using. So if you are using things that are not working, then let's not use them anymore. Now, if you have some magic oscillator and you're winning money with it, by all means, continue to use it. And you share it with me. I'll use it too. But be honest about what you're using and how you're using it and why you're using it, and keep a record. Put it to the test. And if you can't do this, if you don't know what you're doing and why, or you have 1,000 different reasons every day why you do or don't do something, or where you get in, where you get out, and why, then you're a random trader, and you cannot be a random trader. You want to, if you're consistent, if you're doing the same things over and over and losing money, and you know what they are, at least you have a basis for understanding you don't want to do that anymore. If you don't know what you're doing and you're not keeping records of it, you're lost, and you can't, you're trapped, and you can't escape. So you have to know what you're doing in order to change it. This is not a methodology. Before I started Alexander Trading, right before I started Alexander Trading, I had a GIB. I was a broker, and 99% of my business was institutional, but I had some retail business, and I had some accounts, and a few accounts. I don't think I ever had a total in 4 years. I don't think that I had the GIB. I don't think I had a total more than 75 or 80 accounts that entire time. But anyway, people would say, well, can you help me with my trading? And I'd say, well, Yeah, I'll be happy to if I can. I said, well, do this for me. Send me your chart and, show me what you're doing. And without exception, every single chart I would get would look like this. I couldn't, it would give me a headache to look at it. And this is how most traders' charts look. And I'm not going to get into it tonight because it's a specific topic that I want to cover about indicators and why people use indicators and what those indicators are. But first of all, most of them are redundant. Every indicator you see on this chart is giving the same information. They're redundant. But I always get a kick out of people's charts to this day. And that's something else. When people come into our room, especially if I show my charts and I put up a bar chart and they're looking at it going, well, where's the stuff? Where's the market going to go? So I want you to do this. I want you to examine the tools you're using. If you're using an indicator, write down what that is. If I ask you right now, what's a stochastic? How is it? What's the formula for stochastic? What drives that stochastic? What makes it go up or down? And contrary to popular belief, indicators don't lead the market. They can't. It's absurd. Indicators are derived from price activity. Indicators are a number series. They're a moving average number series that generally have some sort of boundary and smoothing or exponent. So understand what you're using so that you know what it is. And then write down what they're telling you and why they're telling you that. Write down what this thing that you're using is telling you. And then write down how it tells you that. And then write down the reasons you're using these tools. You've got to learn what you're doing. You need to know what you're doing and why. And you can put me and this material to the same test.